Mexican Americans had lived separately from the whites in barrios. In their barrios, they had their own shops, churches, and schools. The relations between Mexican Americans and whites were very hostile. In 1943, a riot erupted in the barrios. Part of the riot was because of the zoot suit. A zoot suit was a fashion that consisted of a flat hat, a long coat with large shoulder pads, and baggy pants. White Americans started associating the zoot suit with Mexican Americans, and people saw it as a symbol of lawlessness. The zoot suit riots of 1943 were fights between zoot suiters, Marines, and sailors. This event happened in Los Angeles, California. Sailors and Marines were constantly beating Mexican Americans. On June 3, 1943, 11 white sailors said that they were attacked by zoot suiters. When they had suffered only minor injuries, the police came and made it worse than it was. They made it seem like the zoot suiters caused all the trouble, when really they didn't. The whites were saying, as they beat us, they were praising Hitler. This event reached its peak on June 7, 1943. The riots were said to have started of racial tension.
Over 500,000 Mexicans served in armed forces during World War II. Mexican Americans were drafted or volunteered for the U.S. Army forces. Many of them joined the armed forces to prove their loyalty. They have the highest percentage of Congressional Medal of Honor winners of any minority in the United States. The war also fueled Latino migration to the U.S. Over 100,000 contracts were signed to bring Mexican workers to the U.S. between 1943 to 1945. Before the war, there was a lot of discrimination towards the Mexicans, but after the war it changed. In August 1942, the United States and Mexico made the Bracero program. This program allowed Mexican citizens to get short-term contracts to come to the United States to work. Philadelphia Regional gave Mexican workers speech lessons. California had the largest population increase, giving it a Mexican-American population equal to that of Texas. Serving or working abroad and moving to a large city expanded the horizons of a generation of Mexican Americans. They had sacrificed for their adopted country. They began to want more of the American dream, better education, better jobs, and an end to racism and discrimination. They considered themselves as Americans. They wanted their full civil rights.